Hello everybody, hope you had a good weekend. Mine was eventful, I will say that much. A lot of stuff went down, but not as much as I would have hoped. So tonight actually, running late, nothing got done that I was hoping for, if you know what I mean. But I want to do a little behind the scenes of the business aspect of things, what it takes to keep the ball rolling. It's kind of late at night, but we still got to swap some machines off some trailers, swap attachments on the machines. Spent earlier this evening fixing a fuel pump on the excavator at Dad's house so that we can take it to the job tomorrow. We're back down here, and it'll just be a little teaser for what's to come later on. I did a transmission modification on Taylor's truck, and well, I'll just show it here now. It's not going to be fully disclosed in the next video that this is actually featured in, but you know what I mean. So, we're going to go outside. We got to get the 12 ready to go on the job tomorrow and get it rocking and rolling. But I'll say this much about, I don't think I'll buy another 4-gen truck. I'm going to buy like a lot of 12 valves. That's where I'm at right now. We're 12 valving it up. So, I'm going to set you guys up on a helmet cam, and we're going to go up there and rock and roll and try getting this thing set up. It's going to be dark, and I'm testing her out to see how well she's going to perform as far as video sake. So just wanted to show behind the scenes stuff. Again, this is kind of things that kind of interest me. I know everybody goes out there, daily routine, does their work, but I want to see what goes on behind the scenes. I like seeing in the shop, seeing around, seeing their daily business kind of thing, seeing what's going on elsewhere. So let's make that happen tonight, shall we? Let's get it. Gotta get the 12 swapped off of this thing, and I'd like to move those other attachments up the hill. I don't think anybody's gonna steal them, so especially if this thing's not here. Come on, Boone. Get down there, buddy. All right. If I leave these things down here, I can grab them with the Kubota. We'll back this one up the hill though. So you guys know, I'll do a little story time as we're rolling. But these newer machines, they come with GPS on them, so you can see the hours, you can see its location, you can satellite zoom in on it. Takeuchi's got their own server or whatever. Unless you're going to disable that right off the bat and know what you're doing, it's probably not wise to steal one of these. There's the bad boy. We got to unload the excavator. As I was up at Dad's earlier, I really thought that the Takeuchi, the rig I'm driving, was loaded up ready for work, but I forgot that I made a video adding these to it. Forgot that I brought home the excavator. I wanted to do a video with this thing this weekend, but it just, my bad. I ran out of time. Was that thing not all the way popped up there? What the hell? Oh, it wasn't. Oopsie daisies. That makes such a big difference, having a button inside the cab. Hydraulically disconnect that. Now we gotta get all up nitty-gritty with it. Oh, I'm crooked. Come on, baby, turn. Oh, I'm in second gear. Funny, that mulcher head weighs 3,000 pounds. And this machine just throws it around. There we go. Look at my backup camera, hopefully. What the heck? Why is my backup lights are on? Alright, come on, Boone, hop out, buddy. Somebody made mention these Stucci connectors, they got them for their rig, and they didn't like them. But they didn't like these screw-on quick disconnects because they couldn't do them under pressure. We got 3 machines that have these on there, the same exact couplers. Excavator, the Lamtrak's got them, and Lamtrak's got quite a bit higher pressure than these two. 0 issues so far, and I'm freaking stoked to say that. Got these. That's one thing I was always worried about, was the threads on them. Didn't want the threads to get boogered up. Then, you know, you could tip the head over, bump that or something while I was connecting it. We don't want that. Throw that sucker in there. They're not the easiest to hook up, but way easier than trying to fight the other old school kind, especially when it comes to them leaking. The old school kinds seem like they leak them once a week. Boy, if you're cold, you just come out here and start twisting on these things, you're not cold anymore. And somebody else was talking about getting dust in them. They got an O-ring on there, so if you got that O-ring, you shouldn't have any trouble with dust. It takes you a little bit longer to do this. Way worth the longevity of the fitting versus the old kind. Take them on and off, they start to leak, then you got to replace. Then you're back to square one. Crappy fitting. Take more time trying to fix it than these ones were required to put on. That bleeder is money. Money in the bank right there. Alright, next item on the list. Let's get this bad boy out of the way. Yeah, so anyway, what I was talking about earlier with new trucks, old trucks. I don't know if I want to buy any more new trucks. That computer stuff never really scared me before, but it's starting to now, so I think we're all cleared up. Stay down there, Boone. Stay down there. Hugging him. Be a good boy. That hydraulic dovetail. The Prime Tech is actually starting to hurt the ramps down there. Where the first cleat goes in on those steel tracks, it's bending it, so I'm gonna have to figure something out right there. Not very stoked about that, but hey, what are you gonna do? Even funny, Diamond C came out with this deck over gooseneck thing. It looks like a actual lowboy kind of configuration, but it's a gooseneck thing. You have to have a flatbed truck to haul with it, but they were showing you can park a tractor up on the deck of it, you know, obviously a little one, but I was like, man, that'd be slick. And as far as long term, I have been looking into getting a bigger truck. I'll leave that on so we can see. You know, long term I'm gonna have answers or questions. Want to start actually looking into a bigger truck, so I figure if I do some research now, I'll have, you know, some questions already answered. Let's go over here to the truck and get some light flowing here. I haven't set up the extra lights on the trailer yet, so we got a halfway done job. But anyway, yeah, so looking into a bigger truck down the road, I found a place that you can get a 4-wheel drive Freightliner. Found a tow truck outfit that had some of them, but they said it was a $25,000 option. Come on, get down there, to get a 4-wheel drive rig. And I mean, you get stuck once with a 2-wheel drive. That 4-wheel drive's priceless, but still 25 grand, that's a lot of money. It'd be single rear axle Freightliner with probably like a 10-speed manual and 8.9 liter Cummins. Forget what the horsepower was. It wasn't like something huge. It was like 350, and you get what was the torque on that bad boy? Torque was like 1150, so you'd have plenty of torque, and you'd have the bigger Cummins, so you would have a Jake brake. Oh, wrong way. Hit that button from inside the cab, put that ramp up. I think I'm in the right spot. I had been going forward, lifting the ramp, because the ramp has to go up a little bit and then settles back in. What it does is there's a see if I can illustrate it. When the cylinder's lowering the ramp, picture my arm being the ramp, it pulls the cylinder down and it collapses the scissor action here. When it goes back up, takes that scissor action and then it cams it over and it locks it. That it made sense to you guys. I'll show it to you guys eventually in one of these videos. But that way I don't have to get out of the machine, lift the ramp, drop a hammer, lower the ramp, and be locked in. I don't have to do any of that. So, hop down, Boone. Go, 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 buddy, go, go, rap, rap. He's a freaking monkey. Grab my flashlight. Ooh. What do you say about that, Boone? Bought a new chain. I think it's kind of overkill. A little heavy duty. I don't know if you could be overkill when you're with equipment, but back in the day when we only had one mulcher, we were always switching attachments, going from a sharp tooth machine or sharp tooth mulcher head to a carbide, and oh man, it was brutal. It takes so much time with that lamb track, because that thing's not really the best setup for swapping around. And oh man, the fact that what I just did with the 12 hooking and switching attachments literally took no effort and not really breaking a sweat. Before, it was just so freaking much effort. That's why I ended up getting 2 machines. It seemed like, in my opinion, it was easier to haul 2 machines to the job than it was spending. If you end up switching the head around several times, you're looking at several hours of lost time on a job. Versus, I mean, on a bigger job, we could end up switching the head around several times in one day. That's very much warrants bringing another machine in. But this thing, oh man, it is cake how fast it is to change it. Just like these things are cake on how to strap them down. I don't have to go too much on the front ones, or on the back ones, because when I do the fronts, it'll tighten it up even more. Well, in the morning, first thing I do take this to the job, drop it off, and then I gotta head to the dad's yard and get that excavator. But if you guys have been watching the channel for very long, you know that it's difficult to get into a lot of these jobs with the setup I have. Having a setup that calls 2 of them, oh man, it'd be worth it, but I don't know. Ah, dang it. Hate that. I don't know if we'll ever step up to that class, but considering that new Freightliner idea, it almost didn't seem worth it to try getting a 4-wheel drive because the cost, and you're not really stepping up a class too much more than what this is. I'd rather almost get a Peterbilt 2-wheel drive or a Kenworth. That's tight right there. If you guys don't think that's tight, gear ratio is 21:1. She's tight. But get like a 2-wheel drive with a locker in the rear, Kenworth or Peterbilt. I'd probably go Kenworth. I like Kenworth. I don't know why. Maybe it's because Andy's log trucks are all Kenworths. Stay hooked over there this time, buddy. Only time I've ever noticed these things getting loose is because the hydraulic dovetail. I'll crawl underneath there and show you guys kind of how this thing works. You guys see it cams over the mechanical scissor action. You just got to make sure all your pins are in there. That's been a problem before, is these pins falling out. So I crawl underneath here a couple times a day if I'm moving a lot, maybe once every move, and double check, because it don't take but a second to make sure. Because if you bend something because a pin came out because whatever reason, cotter pin broke, yada yada, you never know. You don't want to have that issue bending some stuff because you just didn't take a second to look at it. But even if you blow a hydraulic line with it as it is, it's not going to drop. It can go up. If I were to pick up the back of the trailer with the excavator, the hydraulics will give out that way, possibly, but it can't go down unless it goes up first, and that cylinders get out of the way. So people were concerned about that, but my point being is, if I don't have the machine at all on the trailer dovetail part of it, you see how I got it on there like a foot? I actually probably could have went back a little bit more, but still getting used to each machine's position on here. If I don't have it on there, I'll notice the binders will lift the tail a little bit and they'll be loose either the next morning or by the time I get to the job. Not like they're gonna fall off loose, but you know, you could give them a click or two. But this is ready to go. Got my handy dandy light. We'll throw that back in there and go back down to the shop and close out this video for you guys. But I just wanted to show you, I mean, it's 9 o'clock at night right now. I'm pretty sure this thing's got fuel. Truck's got 37 gallons in the back of it, ready to go. But then I still gotta fuel up another machine tomorrow, so it's never ending. Sucking the fuel. What you doing, man? Huh? Yeah. Let me close this video out, Boone, and then we'll rock and roll back up to the house and hang out. Alright guys, hope you can see me a little bit better now. We're down in the shop. A few things I want to say before we close this video out is, well, thank you guys for sticking through that. I wanted to see, you know, more YouTubers do kind of behind the scenes action, because, yeah, there's truck content, there's tractor content. I'm not going out of my way just to do one straight content. I kind of get bored of that myself. But if we end up having 3 truck videos in a row or 3 trailer videos, it's literally, that's what I was doing those days. So you know, I'm not going out of my way to change the content. My content changes with whatever I happen to be doing. So those of you guys that watch no matter what I post up there, I very much appreciate it. I was actually, my older videos been getting a little bit of attention lately, And I did a video on that little tiny friggin' motorcycle. My buddy bought it for me. It's kind of a joke, and he owed me some money, but that thing was at 14,000 views. And I was like, what the heck? I mean, it's a really goofy video. Not a lot of effort, but I thought that's crazy because 14,000 on something just so goofy. I mean, it's been up for like 9 months, but still, I think it's funny. But I've always wanted to see more behind the scenes of whatever the guy's doing, and just like what's going on right now. You guys, I kind of teased you with it a little bit earlier, but yes, some parts fell off. I hit a big pothole earlier. Truck got sideways. I got some footage of it. The stuff, there was parts all over the place. I think it lost somewhere along like 200 pounds worth of garbage. But another thing I want to say is, obviously I'm busy all the time. And this weekend I had a couple other videos that I wanted to knock out, stuff like how we all got started, working with my dad. And some people kind of, appreciate that, which you should. The way I look at it is, my dad's helped me out his whole life. He's still, I think I'm helping him out, but he's still helping me out. Let's be honest. He's people's champ. And I'm people. So anyway, you're working with dad. It's different than just working with dad or for dad or however, because he's boss material, yeah. But then at the end of the day, partnership program, we're both invested in the business, and it's not like working for just some other boss. I could be working for somebody else and kind of be the easy way out, I guess, because all you got to do at that job is you put in your 8, 9, 10 hours, a long day, overtime. But as soon as you hop in your pickup and drive home, you left the work at the job site. And for this outfit, Dad and I cover so much more than just driving the machines, him falling the trees. I do the hauling, I do all the maintenance and all that stuff. And then, if you need the oil, you gotta, every little thing, you gotta go do it. There's no other minions. So if we leave work at 5, 6 o'clock or whatever, there's still several hours normally of stuff to do. Setting up a machine for the next job. The way it's sitting right now, that machine's ready for tomorrow. Other machine got it ready earlier today at his house, and then I don't know, I might have to do a fuel run in between there, and then on Tuesday we're going to leave that job, go to a different job because we hired a subcontractor to help out with a different part of it for equipment that we don't have. It just wasn't the easy way out, I'll say that much, but I very much am happy, and that'll be at a different video. I'll say, how it all started. I'll say my story because it's my story and my dad's story. If you guys want to hear that story, you got to go talk to him. And V-Belt, he's the talker. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hit them buttons for me, like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely hit the like button for Boone. 2 years old Australian Shepherd. His name is Boone, B-O-O-N-E. Last name Bear. Yeah, that's his last name, Booster Bear. Yeah, boy, he is so tired. Anyway, we'll see you guys later.